Residents of Riot City, we have just finished a huge night here at Megaslam. I am joined by Eli Theseus from the Pariah and former RCW champ and tag champ, Big Brodie Marshall. Guys, you had some incredible matches tonight. Brodie, a massive triple threat match for the number one contendership for the RCW championship.
Yeah, it was interesting. So the result probably wasn't what myself or Grim wanted, but yeah, I don't know. We looks like we're a tag team now.
Yeah, we saw you and Grim pin Kurt Barron at the same time.
Crazy, I know. But yeah, no, that's happened, and now we're looks like we're going to be running amok together and trying to get those belts straight away. So
someone else that's trying to get the tag team championships is the Pariah. Eli, what does this mean for you guys?
Look, tonight we went out there sort of against our own will against Hammer and Tuffy, and we won because that's what the Pariah do. We come to have a good time, no matter who we're up against. We're in the tag team division, which means we have to win. And I can tell you something, Big Brodie Marshall, we're going after those tag belts too, man. And we've been tagging longer than you and Grim.
I'm also a former tag team champ. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Some tension here in the Megaslam wrap-up. Also at Megaslam, we had the pleasure of watching two of the most talented competitors in Australia go head-to-head as the Dark Prince Zach Sabbath faced off with A-Town's finest, Rocky Monero. Monero came out with the victory and afterwards spoke passionately to the crowd. After 17 years in the industry, he says he has a bucket list of things he wants to tick off before he can truly be called an icon, and has issued an open challenge to all of Australian wrestling to come to Riot City and take on Rocky. It was a full-on night for everyone. We saw Jet Armstrong return to active competition, and we saw him turn on Chris Basso.
Look, man, everyone was excited to see Jet come back. They were excited to see him come and confront his brother, who's turned into a bit of a prick. But turns out he was with his brother the whole time.
Were you surprised?
No, I don't trust anyone under 4 foot anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And of course, at the end of the night, we saw Jet Armstrong square off with world-class Chris Basso. No longer a title match, leaving Basso still the number one contender. And we thought that Chris Basso had that match won with that massive Spanish fly off the top rope, but unfortunately that Armstrong cutter out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was epic. And look, if it wasn't for the interference of Nick, I think that Chris would have had it. So it's going to be interesting times for Mr. Basso coming up soon, I think. So see how it goes.
With another return, Davey Green back to defend his mentor and challenge the Armstrongs to a tag team match next month at Key to the City.
That's it, man. Davey Green, he had to come back. He had to come back and go after those guys and help out his mentor in the process. And boom, tag teams everywhere. It's all happening, you know?
Tag teams everywhere, but also betrayals everywhere. Not just Jet Armstrong, but we saw Brad Smythe join forces with Jimmy C, and Brad had a massive impact on the night's action.
Look, to be honest, man, for all of us guys that are against Team Jimmy C, it's not looking good, man. Just looks like more people are just jumping on that bandwagon. And look, we'll probably never know why he did it, but that's just the way it is.
We have new tag team champions as a result of Brad Smythe's slow count and garbage officiating, the Rude Ones dropping the tag team championships. That means that the Millennials are now the champions and are in the sights of the Viking and the Gladiator.
Yeah, look, the Millennials are a tough bunch of nuts. It's going to be interesting. Like, look, we're going to go out and give it a all. You got two of the biggest guys in Australian wrestling going to take on what is essentially three of the dumbest blokes in Australian wrestling. So we'll see how it goes. And congratulations to the Millennials. Look, they did it through nefarious means. It's a big word. I'm glad I used it. But yeah, they now have the belts and they're the guys to chase.
Speaking of belts, Casey Johns retaining her women's championship in a hard-fought match against Izzy Shaw, who is the first woman to defeat Casey in a singles match since Casey won the championship.
Look, Izzy put up a good fight, but as we've seen before, Casey Johns is proving to be one of the most dominant female wrestlers in Australia, and, you know, she's just going to keep plowing through.
And she added to her repertoire tonight. We thought that she'd finish the match with the electric chair drop, which is her favoured move. Instead, she pulled a choke slam out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's a big man move, so good on her. I'm really impressed with that. She's done well, and look, yeah, okay, she's not the nicest person on the earth, but we've all had our bad times, so I respect her, and I respect her work.
Speaking of bad times and people you no longer respect, Tyler Daniels went down tonight in competition with the fiery young man, Katie Trey.
Yeah, well, that bloke can eat a dick, so I don't care.
Eli, your thoughts on Katie Trey?
Look, Katie Trey is a vicious competitor, man. He'll bite you if you're not careful, and tonight he just got the job done against Tyler Daniels.
Next month, residents, it will be Key to the City. We will see the Gladiator and the Viking take on the Millennials for the Tag Team Championship. The Pareja will be watching that match very closely, and we'll be seeing Chris Basso and Davey Green team up against the Armstrongs. Guys, it's going to be an incredible night. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Thank you for all you did at Megaslam. Residents, we'll see you next month.
I'm unnecessarily shirtless.